Welcome to the Maine Basketball Podcast. We are a couple of days away from the season starting. I'm your host, basketball dad and nerd Lucas McNally, and we are drafting for a season preview. I've assembled a rogues gallery of experts of various levels. Myself, Mike Mandell from the Kennebec Journal, Adam Robinson, coach of the St. Dom's JV team and formerly of the Bangor Daily News, and Tyler Kruscz of Fox Bangor. And so, guys, thank you for joining me, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome anytime.
Here.
All right. So first of all, we have to get one thing out of the way. Is now we came up with this idea. Adam was not the JV coach of St. Dom's, but now he is. So the question is he allowed to pick St. Dom's, or is he required to pick St. Dom's?
If he doesn't pick him, I will.
Okay. There you go.
Okay, great. Good
Are you
ruling.
D-South? What are you?
Yeah, we're D-South.
Okay.
Yeah, D-South. All right. So we, for the draft order, before the season started, we all predicted Jason Tatum's three-point percentage for when we started recording. And it is, let me pull that up. So Mike Mandell picked 41%. I said 39.1%. Adam said 37.2%. And Tyler went with the Price is Right approach of bidding $1. And sometimes that works.
I just figured I couldn't really go higher than 41, and the 30s are pretty popular. So if I had the best chance, it was to bet on an off night. I'm not a hater, but I was betting on an off night.
All right. So he is currently at 37.4%, which means Adam has the first pick, then I'm second, and then Mike, and then Tyler goes fourth, and then fifth because of the snake draft. So the general idea here is that we are picking based on how many teams or how many games we think the teams will win. You get a bonus point for your team making it to the tournament. You get to the quarterfinals, so you don't get an extra point if there's a prelim win. And then you get a point for a quarterfinal win, 2 for a semifinal, 3 for a regional final, and 5 for a gold ball.
Got it.
And we're in the categories are two boys teams, any two boys teams, any two girls teams, a team from the county, and a team that missed the tournament last year.
Got it.
All right. Do we have any questions?
Nope. I'm ready to go.
I think I'm good to go.
All right. Okay.
Is this adjusted?
Yeah, Adam, you are up first. You are on the clock. That doesn't exist.
All right. Well, I'm going to take my St. Dom's Saints. I really do think they had a really good year last year. They made the regional final, and then they have, I think, 8 seniors, and they play really well as a team. I see them every day, so I'm a little bit biased. But the thing that could trip them up, I think, is that they actually don't play any Class D teams in their whole regular season. It's all B and C teams for some reason. So playing bigger competition might make them slip up, but I think that they could win at least 16 or maybe go undefeated. So I'll take them.
All right. That's a good pick. Look at that. Bias works sometimes.
Yeah.
Undefeated is a strong prediction.
It is a strong prediction.
Strength of schedule worries me, but I think they could go undefeated.
I like their top 6, and then a couple guys off the bench I really do think can contribute. I think they're really super athletic, and they should win a lot of games. So I hope they're watching.
When's the merch sale drop?
Yeah, that's the big question.
I'll get back to you. I'll post that on Twitter when we can figure that out. I got a polo the other day, so I'm working on it.
Oh, let's go.
Yep.
I like how Adam has been a coach for like a week, and he's already given bulletin board material to the entire schedule.
Yep. I'm ready to go.
All right, so I'm up next. I should mention that I'm wearing this "What Would Pat Moody" shirt do that the Wyndham coaches were nice enough to give me. Pat Moody was a guy in the Wyndham community who, like every community, has these people who help the youth programs exist and, keep the courts open and stuff like that. And he was that guy in Wyndham, and he died recently. And so they made these shirts, and a bunch of teams were wearing them at the Yankee Ford tip-off thing in South Portland. So they were nice enough to give me one. Having said that, I'm not picking them with this pick. Going with the nepotism or favoritism theme, I am taking the Madomic Valley boys. They are the favorites in B South. I think everyone agrees. It's been 40 years since they've won a gold ball. I think maybe it might be time. There's some teams that will have something to say about that, obviously, but they seem like a safe pick. They have the longest consecutive streak of 10-win seasons in the state, and Nick DePatsy has never won fewer than 10 games in a year, and they have one of the best defensive players in the state in Gabe Lash.
Yeah, I mean, I like the pick. Gabe Lash, I think, brings him quite a bit of ways this season.
I don't know much
it's a pretty
about him.
high floor. It's a pretty high floor with him, and they added Rocco DePatsy who was a starter at Chevrolet and is coming off the bench.
I got a chance to see him in summer league down at the Coney League. Really impressive team.
There you go.
I think the championship game for that, they were up 25-0 on Gardner.
I think it was
and then
20.
they pulled all the starters. Yeah. All right, Mike, you are on the clock.
Easy pick for me. Valley Girls.
Oh,
21-1 last year, returned their entire starting five. I think that's a team that's going to win a lot. Just do the math. They're going to win a lot of games. I see them repeating in D South and possibly winning the gold ball.
that's a really good pick. That was on my short list.
It's a good pick. It's a good pick, Mike. I don't know much about the Valley Girls, but it's a good pick.
But it's a Valley basketball team. What more do you need?
True.
All right.
All
Tyler,
right, so I get two now, and it can be any of these categories.
any of these categories.
Okay, cool. I am going to start with, you're wearing the shirt, and I think they're one of the favorites in AA. So I'll start with, Wyndham as my boys pick. And then I'll stay with the boys right now, and I'm going to go down to Class D. I think Bangor Christian is returning two of their three best players. They've got a deep squad, and I think, the Class D, I think they're in position to make a run in Class D North again this year, both regular season and the playoffs. So I'm going to go with those two picks, jumping from AA to D.
Those are awesome. Actually, really good picks. So Wyndham beat Noble by 40 at the Tip-Off Classic. Noble was shorthanded, but they did have Jameer Rose, and they looked really good and beat Madomic in the second game they played there. So, yeah, I think they're maybe the favorites in AA.
I'm shocked they fell to me.
That's a good pick.
I thought about taking them, but then I was like, if I don't take Madomic, I will never hear the end of it.
Yeah.
It will be all winter. Like, oh my God, you didn't take us. What are you doing? So,
Uninvited at Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas, Easter, everything. All right, Mike, you are up next. Are you still with us? Or are you just losing your video?
I'm here. I'm just moving my video.
All right.
So I'm gonna go with the Winthrop boys.
Ooh.
They're a team that won. They were 12-8 last year. Returns their entire starting lineup. They've got a lot of size. They've got a lot of shooters. They can defend really well. We all know Todd MacArthur is one of the best coaches around. I think they're going to win a lot of ball games this year.
That's a really good pick. Oh, my mother's trying to call me on this on my phone.
Can she get a celebrity pick?
Well, the problem is my phone is my microphone. So
Maybe not yet.
yeah, maybe not right now. So Winthrop boys, really good pick. Does that leave it to me? Okay. All right, I'm gonna go with the Penobscot Valley girls.
Oh,
Yeah, good pick.
I think
they
they're
play-
the
yeah.
favorites in C North. They're just a wagon. I like taking teams that are always there. And if you told me they went 18-0, I'd be like, yeah, sure, of course it is.
Yeah, they've been there the last few years. Unfortunately,
in the preseason game.
What's that?
Oh, that's a good question. They
beat some higher class team I was impressed with.
Was it Ellsworth or someone?
They beat Ellsworth last year. I think they beat somebody new this year.
Okay.
can probably pull it
I
up.
think I saw that too, and I'm not remembering who.
Yeah,
it
they
was.
just play a smothering defense. I mean, their girls have such a high motor every year. It's the same system, and I've seen so many games from them where it's like they've given up sub 20 points. They're just they are very good on the defensive end, and that's where their offense comes from too.
So something to keep in mind for this, the tiebreaker, I don't know if I told you guys or just went through your DMs quickly. The tiebreaker here is the team that has the largest blowout on the year by points. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about teams. But that would be a team that would be on your short list of a team that would win a game by 60 points. Adam, you're up.
I was trying to use my phone light so that I don't look like Darth Vader right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I was told this pick by another coach. I'm gonna go with the Katahdin boys. I was told that they were supposed to be good, and so I'm gonna go off that. Last year, it looks like they had, I think, 16 wins, and so I will work off that and go Katahdin.
All right. I hadn't heard anything about Katahdin, so that's very interesting.
That's inside information. I know nothing else except they should be good. So that's what I got.
I've spent the last 2 days asking people questions like that.
Yeah.
Penobscot Valley beat
right?
Bangor 49-36 in a preseason game, and then also Southern Aroostook 72-29.
They beat Southern Aroostook 72-29.
Yeah.
So Southern Aroostook does have a big injury.
Yeah. Yes.
So
okay.
If you're going in blind and picking Southern Aroostook girls, then it might be a bit of less of a sure thing than the previous years.
Adam, do it.
Southern Aroostook girls, Adam.
Okay, Lucas, can you tell us what the AC and the MP again are?
AC is Aroostook County.
Oh yeah.
And MP has missed the playoffs last year.
Oh right. Okay. So Aroostook County, I will make that the Caribou girls because Madeline Depre is still playing, right? And so
yep.
As long as she's playing, I will have her on my side, and I'll go Caribou girls.
Yeah. I think, are we all sort of in consensus that they might be the favorites in B, them and Ellsworth?
Yeah, I think between the two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe Ellsworth just beat Lawrence today in a preseason game.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
And they just lost someone for the year, I think.
Yes.
Like one of their younger
or
impact
at least
players.
They were
Sydney Mason or ACL and meniscus.
There it is. Maybe they can get Grace Jaffrey to come back.
She's tearing it up down in Providence, Johnson, Wales.
43-20 or something like that.
Shout out.
Something like that. It's ridiculous. It's like, oh, maybe you really want to leave early? I don't know. Is that a good idea? And then, I think maybe it clearly was.
Yeah. Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, my girls' team is going to be Johnson and Wales now.
Yeah.
We got to get swag for them too, apparently now.
Yeah.
If we had unlimited budgets, we would just have swag for all these college teams. It would be great.
Yeah, it would.
All right. I am going to piss some people off here.
Uh-oh.
Miss the playoffs, I'm taking the Brewer boys.
That's a good
4-14 last year. Just missed the playoffs. They're getting, let me get his name right, Ollie Higgins, which is the freshman to watch in the state. And I think that's the hardest category. And I was like, I got to do it. I gave Tyler 2 shots at it because I know that's his area.
I said it even before the show started. I told him that was going to be that's my main pick for that category. Got to get them out next time.
I had them circled the whole time. I have 3 teams circled, and I was like, if I lose all 3, I'm screwed. So I figured I'd take them here, and also then maybe they'll stop being mad at me.
There you go.
So
that's a great pick. They're going to be a very good team this year.
Yep.
Yeah, and they lost like 6 games by single digits, I think, last year.
They played a lot of close games, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we are to Mike, right?
To me again?
I think so.
Mike.
Yeah, everybody's got 3. So
well, I'm also going to dip into the miss the playoffs pick, and I don't think this team is going to win as many games as Brewer, but the Gardner boys, who Adam, I think you and I talked the other night, they I think they were 4 or 5 win team last year. They went to the championship in the Pony League. They were picked in the top half of A North. I think they could win 11, 12 games and would be a good value pick there.
I like it. If you can get 12 wins out of that spot, that's a good pick.
Yep. Great pick.
Interesting. Yeah, I wondered about them getting to the Coney League Championship. You're always wondering like how real is that because who's showing up on a given night at Coney League?
Yeah.
But to get to the championship, that's not nothing.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right. So we went from me to Tyler, you're up.
All right, I got 2 picks in a row, and since you stole my missed the playoffs pick, I can't do that one now because I just don't have the. I'm going to do this research on the fly, but I'm going to go with the Aroostook County, and I'm going to go with Adam, I'm going to do the Caribou Boys. I think they're going to be very good this year in a Class B that graduated a lot of people. I think Caribou played really well at the Kruscz Center last year. They were there the year before. They've got a lot of returning guys. So I think Caribou Boys are going to be, I want them on my fantasy roster this year.
Very good pick. I'm on record as saying it's going to be a Madama Caribou final.
I can see it.
And those two schools travel really well. So that would be a very packed hockey rink or expo, depending on where they end up playing it.
Yeah, I enjoy every Caribou game I watch. Whenever they come anywhere in the playoffs, I have a great time. So, good pick, Tyler.
It's just a culture about being like a county team. I'm going to go with the girls now, and I'm stuck between two here. I'll go with the Ellsworth girls. I think they're going to have a good season. I think Class B, I think there were a lot of again, just like Class B boys, a lot of graduations there for key players last year. So I think it's up in the air, but Ellsworth only lost, a handful of girls, and they return a lot of key players. So they should be really good this year.
Agreed.
Yeah, they look great.
I'm just now realizing I could have had Katahdin boys at the end. Why would I take them so early? I just had it in my head. I was like, I got to get this game because I can't forget it. And then, that's a terrible pick, actually, value-wise. That's okay.
Value-wise, it's not a bad pick if anyone from Katahdin's listening, but value-wise.
Yeah, I love you, Katahdin. Awful pick.
That's why you write these things down.
Yeah, no, I signed in at 8:58, so we're rocking and rolling here.
I was gonna say that the winner of this, you can't really do very badly, because even if you screw up everything, then you'll probably get hired by ESPN to be a talking head on one of their 82 shows.
Exactly. Right.
You can talk about how Tatum and Brown can't play together.
Yep. We're all auditioning. All right, carry on. Sorry about that.
All right,
Mike,
so we went to.
Oh wait, no.
We're back to Mike, right?
Did
to me.
Tyler snake through, or is it?
Yeah, I snuck through.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. I'm gonna go with my Aroostook County team now. Southern Aroostook girls. I know they lost 3 of their key girls last year, but I feel like with that dynasty, until you see it stop rolling, I'm gonna keep going with it. And also, if I have Valley and Southern Aroostook both in my teams, I think I kind of solidify my chances of getting a gold ball winner out of that for this.
That's true. That's true.
My wondering with the strategy is, do you not want to do that because you don't want to block your chance at a double gold ball?
I feel like with how hard this is to predict, you gotta realize, all right, I'm gonna miss some of these, but if I can maximize in one area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good call, Mike.
That was the other way I was thinking. I was like, I don't know, what's the good strategy here or not? I don't know. All right, so we're to me. Girls, Aroostook County. You guys kind of took my Aroostook County picks. I'm gonna go with the Valley Boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
They've got those 2 now juniors who are already at 1,000 points, whose names I can never remember.
Harry Lewis and Fisher Tewksbury.
There you go.
I knew there was a Tewksbury in there.
So they're a dynamic duo. I think, there's just a residual. It says Valley across their chest. Then that's probably worth 3 wins right there.
Yep.
And I could see them going 18-0 and ending up in the gold ball game against either Bangor Christian or Skank.
Yep. All right, it's me, right?
Yeah, we are flying through this, by the way. We're only 19 minutes in.
Yeah, we're crushing it. Well, Tyler has to go back to his job soon.
I'm at my job.
All right, so I'll take Old Reliable. I'll take Oxford Hills Girls. Just because Ella Pelletier is still there for 1 more year. And
damn, really? Holy crap.
I believe so, right? And,
No, I believe you. It's just like, wow, still.
Yeah, well, she was, whenever someone's really good as a freshman and then they get to their senior year, it's like, okay, go get a job. And then team that missed the playoffs.
Plus it's a Pelletier and there's 800 of them. So
there's
you're
100 of them. Yeah, Keegan's going to go play football next year.
Playing for 80 years.
Yeah, Nate Pelletier's coach for 100 years. Yeah, there's too many. Okay, so I was hustling and bustling to find a team that missed the playoffs that had a lot of wins, and Madawaska in C North boys last year had 11 wins and missed the playoffs. So if we're just going
Oh,
counting stats,
I like it.
I'm gonna hope Madawaska returns somebody. And wins the game.
Madawaska, that's the boys, right?
Yep,
Interesting strategy.
those are my picks. We're
All right.
just
Oh,
going
we're
numbers.
back
here.
to me. Oh. All right, give me a second here.
Here we go.
I think I want to go to girls now. I'm going to go with the Lawrence girls.
Oh,
17-1 last year.
Oh, yeah.
I was shocked they didn't make it to the gold ball game,
Yeah.
and I would fully expect them. Mike, you cover them all the time. They're going to be a
I was
wagon,
at their
right?
practice Monday. Yeah.
It's what, Provost? Is it
yeah,
Yeah.
she is good.
Maddie Provost?
Yeah. She's a junior this year.
Yeah, Mike, what do you got on
Only-
Lawrence?
She's only a junior.
I mean, they're good. They're the favorites in the North. You know, they I think they only graduated Gailey Elkins, and they're going to win a lot of games. Could win a gold ball this year. That's a good pick.
There you go.
Cool.
That's a great pick.
I was surprised they were still there.
I was
honestly.
stuck between them and Ellsworth, but I just moved to Ellsworth, so I had to show some loyalty.
There you go.
You got to worry about going down the street in some of these picks. You know, you can't be like on here going, Ellsworth, they're trash. They're not going to win anything. Hannaford, and people are just glaring at you the whole time. That's no good.
I think twice I've been out and I've seen like the sports teams collecting. I gave $1 for the wreaths across America the other day outside of Walmart.
Yep.
So I was like, I think I recognize these kids.
They're bleeding you dry because
And if I didn't recognize them, I'd walk right by them.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. So we went to me, and then are we
Back
We're
to
back to
Mike.
Mike? We're back to Mike. All right.
Okay, Madison girls. They bring back pretty much the bulk of their team that went. I believe something like 15-4, 16-3 last year. Reagan Cowan is a great player. Mackenzie Robbins. They might be the favorites. They might be the favorites in C South.
Interesting.
All right.
I haven't
There you
seen them. I was on the Eastern Maine Sports Podcast and they asked me about C South, and I'm like, man, I figured out C South in like mid-December. That's when I started to figure out C South. All right, so we are to
I got
Tyler?
2 picks left.
You got 2 left.
2 left. For my missed playoffs, I'm going to go with the Orono girls. That might surprise some people, but I think they showed a lot of fight last year. They have a lot of players returning. They've been very young for 2 years. It's their second year in Class C. They had 6 wins last year, so I think that number can only go up. And then for my last girls team, I think I'm going to go to Class C North here. Let me just triple check. And I'm going to go with – oh, that's the wrong link. I'm thinking of going with – don't put this down yet. But I'm
Okay.
thinking of going with Central just because Mary Allen is very good and she's going to have the ball in her hands a lot this year. I just want to check the record. I know they were a playoff team last year. I know Dexter's graduating a few people.
12-6.
12-6 last year. Actually, I'm gonna flip that pick and I'm gonna go with Matanocook Academy. I think they have size and they have a lot of returning girls. They were a team that made some noise at the tournament last year. And yeah, I'm going to flip that pick. Hopefully that just created a rivalry and, some bulletin board material out in East Corinth.
All right, hold on. I lost my window here. I was trying to look something up. Matanocook, right? Matanocook?
Yes, Matanocook Academy.
Good pick.
Central
Okay.
went 10-8 last year, I think, before the playoffs, at least regular season.
I spelled that wrong, didn't I?
No, yeah, it's 2 T's.
Man. You can tell it's preseason. I don't have all of C North down yet.
Yeah.
Will you ever have all of C North down?
I did at one point. So
They're 18
I thought I
teams.
had it. And see, I'm distracted because I'm trying to figure out an Aroostook County team to pick. And it's throwing me off. And I was trying to look something up. And yeah, that's my excuse. I'm sticking with it. Let me try to straighten this out here. All right. Are we back to Mike?
Back to Mike.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the Noble Boys.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think I know we talked about the blowout, but I mean they've got Rose, and I just like them. I think they're winning a lot of games again.
I can't believe they're still on the board.
I can't believe. Yeah, I'm so mad at myself. It's on me. It's all right.
Adam's ready to
Rose
throw
is
the
still
whole
sick.
town of Katahdin under the bus.
No, I would have picked them for my Aroostook team. I could have done this so many different ways, but we're all right. We're okay. We'll keep them.
What if you could, like, if it's a fantasy lineup, you could switch, and that would open up what would that open up for you? That would open up the boys spot.
Well, yeah, but then he just took I was gonna take Noble because I love Jameer Rose, but now that's gone. Oh, we're all right. I got to pick. We're good. Lucas, your turn.
All right. I just shocked that Noble was still on the board.
Yeah,
there.
that's a great pick.
I mean, it also goes to show just how like deep things are. And I saw Jameer Rose the other day at the Yankee Ford thing, and it's like 6 times a quarter. You're like, how did he see that guy?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is that pass?
Yeah, he's
All
nice.
right. I had a note somewhere of an Aroostook County team, and I can't find it. So I'm gonna wing it, and this might derail my entire draft, which I think is going pretty well. I'm gonna take the Wisdom Girls,
Whoa.
who I think might be a little bit down this year, but they've been pretty good for a long time.
Adam's reaction was funny.
Oh. I'm sure they'll be
How
good.
could you?
Yeah, that's
And
very
they do
good.
have a great logo.
They do.
One of the
Pioneers,
best in the
right?
state. Yeah, the Pioneers. It's this great, very cool logo. It's actually like a vector, which is very nice for graphic design purposes. And yeah, so if it worst case scenario, I get a Wisdom shirt out of it, then that's not
There you
so
go.
bad.
Lucas, in the middle
All
of
right.
the season, if you're working for topics, we could do a logo draft. I'd be there for that.
Oh, a logo draft is a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I like this idea.
Put that
Remind
back
me,
here.
because I might
Back
not
on.
remember. Like
Yeah, I
I
gotcha.
forgot my Aroostook County shortlist.
Right. That's all right. That's why I'm
All
here.
right, you're up to finish us off.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna take the Brunswick girls. They went 16-2, and every year they play really, really good defense, and they seem like a real pain in the butt to play. I've covered some of their games the last couple of years, and they're just really strong year in and year out. So I'll just bank on them being good again. I'll take Brunswick girls.
I think Lexi Morin's going to have an outstanding year.
They did lose their 2 best players, but they always lose their 2 best players, and they're always 16-2.
Exactly, they get 2 more good players, and Mike just said that they have another girl in waiting. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
gonna be a
think
good
that's a
team
solid
again.
pick.
sweet.
That's a very solid, because you're like, well, that's a high floor team.
Right. I should
worst
get
case
like
scenario,
14 out of them. Yeah.
14 wins is your worst case scenario there.
Right.
All right. So now we've got to come up with the teams that we think are going to have the biggest blowout
Oh,
as the tiebreaker.
Out of our team?
Huh?
out of our teams.
No, it could be anybody.
Oh,
So let's go reverse order of the draft and do that. So Tyler, you're up. I'm going to have to write these down somewhere else because I didn't make room for it in the thing.
I mean, I'm just going to go Penobscot Valley. You told me about that earlier. You
Yeah.
try to think of classes with, a lot of parity, and I think C North has a lot of parity. And I think that opens up for the blowout potential, and I just think their defense also does as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. And yeah, they're going to have a game where they just absolutely crush someone. And they, Nate Case, their coach, makes it a point to not go over 100 points, but you can go over 100 points and still hold the other. You can go, 95-20 still works.
Yes, it does, and I think, they just play smothering defense, so I think they have a shot at that.
I like it. All right, Mike, who's your blowout pick?
I've got to go somewhere out of D North. I think you look at that conference. There's a lot of blowouts this year. And I think you look at a team that's just every year they seemingly have a games like this, especially when they take on maybe an Easton or a Washburn is Southern Aroostook girls.
Mm-hmm. I
Yep.
like it. I just want to say that I've said this before, my family has a hunting camp in Dyer Brook where Southern Aroostook is. And I've been there a lot of times, and I've never in my life seen someone play basketball in this town. I've never
Do they
seen
have
a
any,
basketball
like, do you
hoop.
drive around? You don't see any hoops?
We drive around a little, you're going to like a different fishing hole or something, or to the IGA to pick up supplies or beer, and I can never remember seeing a hoop. I've never seen anyone outside shooting around or anything. So I don't know where all these people are coming from. It's what I'm wondering, like,
They must all have home gyms.
There's a home gym, or maybe the school's just open. They all have a key to the school. I
Yeah,
don't know what's going on.
One guy's got that. Remember the LeBron James contraption kid? Like, one person has just the best setup there, and everybody's just at that house the whole time.
Yeah,
That's got to be it. That's
It's a
like
garage
got
up
it,
back,
and it's
yeah.
the only thing to do in town. So they're like, "Yeah, let's go play ball."
right.
All right.
Yeah.
So I am up here. I took a different approach to this, and it was kind of the approach that Mike and I were talking about on the sideline of a football game. I went to a team that we can be pretty sure won't be good, and went and looked at all the teams they're going to play, and sort of reverse engineered it. So I am going to. I'm looking right now
The
at the
ethics
Wisconsin.
behind that are just like.
Isn't it great? It's not ideal, but and it's a situation where, yes, it could be treacherous going through this town, but it's always treacherous going through this town. And as anyone in Mid-Coast who lives in Mid-Coast, Maine, I avoid going through this town at all costs, no matter what. So I went through the Wiscasset girls schedule, and I'm going to go with Valley. Because Valley's going to win a lot of games, and Wiscasset's not going to score a lot of points.
Valley probably also plays like some of the island schools like Final Haven and North Haven as well, and that'll probably be good blowout wins.
Yeah, I think I get a couple opportunities to hit that. And so Wiscasset, God bless them, they have lost 113 straight games. So hopefully they can put an end to that streak, because no one needs to lose 113 straight games. But I don't think it's going to be against Valley. I think that's a pretty safe bet. Where do my notes go?
That's fair.
All right, Adam, finish us off.
All right, I'm going to go with the Valley boys, just because, like we said, they got those two guys, the juniors, that I think will score a lot of points. They already have 1,000 points each, right? So,
on the same night.
That's right. Yeah, they got it. In the same
I
night.
covered that.
That must have been awesome.
That's pretty insane. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they played it. They played. I think it was North. I think it was Islesboro, but they played the game at Thomas.
Okay.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, they do that a lot, right? They play, especially those island teams. They'll play at a neutral site.
They'll play like the preseason, or they'll play like the early tournament at the ACC. They'll play games at KVCC in Fairfield. It's just a lot easier for both teams. And then when the island schools come to the mainland and come to Augusta, it's a good chance for them to do their Christmas shopping.
Oh, there you go.
Exactly.
I just remember from it wasn't last year, but it must have been the year before, when Final Haven girls had that massive comeback in the quarterfinals. I think they were down 20 in the fourth quarter, and they were rushing, and they went overtime, and then they all started freaking out because they were going to miss the ferry back to Final Haven. Yeah. And they I think the parents were like going to the locker room to get their stuff during the overtime. Yeah. So they could just go off the floor, get out of there, and get down Route 17.
Yep, I remember that game. Yeah, that was a big thing.
Crazy.
But I think the ferry did wait for them.
Oh, did they? I mean,
what
else are they doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's probably half their business for the night.
I was going to say, probably not waiting on a ton of other customers in February.
February to go to Vinyl Haven. I worked on a film in Vinyl Haven in February one year, and oh my gosh, I've never been so cold in my life.
That sounds about right.
Rough. All right, so we got a little extra time. So the two other missed the playoffs teams that I had circled were the when I was on the Eastern Maine Sports Podcast, Bob Beetham was talking about the John Baptist girls, as being much improved. They missed the playoffs last year.
I was looking at them as well.
So that was my third one that I was like, okay, if I need one. And then I think the Belfast boys are going to be the most improved team in the state. They were obviously, the whole story with them last year was terrible. And all of the nonsense, but they got Trevin Ripley from Oceanside, the center who had a really good gold ball game. And they picked up another transfer whose name I keep forgetting. And they have a new coach in Travis Ripley. And I think they're going to surprise a lot of people and be north.
Wow.
You guys have anything that you had circled that we want to shout out since we got some time?
No, but the Knicks are up 34. So they need to win by 37 for the Celtics to get into the NBA Cup.
Wow.
Why are you guys watching us?
Why would they try to help us get into the cup?
I don't know. The NBA
Okay.
is.
All right.
It's 109-75.
Yeah, the call came in.
What's in the Bucks are playing too, right? The Bucks
The
game.
Bucks
can get us
got.
in?
I think the Bucks either smoked the Tigers.
It had to be
Pistons.
close, I think.
Yeah, for the Celtics to get eliminated.
Well, the Bucks won by 21.
Yeah, so
Okay,
that
so
the Pistons are out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Celtics have it over the Pistons. So
I
it's
love
all,
the
it's all
point
up to
differential stuff.
it's all up to Jalen Brunson and Cat. I hate Cat.
Yeah. Great.
All right. Sure. All right. So I have actually one more prediction for you guys that I'm sure you can freelance that I was like saving if we had time. So make a pick. Who gets Cooper Flag?
Wow.
The Wizards.
I
The
was
Wizards?
Washington because they're the worst team. If we're in the
I hate to see him go to Detroit where they've just ruined so many number one picks.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I think he's
like
gonna go
5
to
years.
Detroit because they've gotten the 5th pick 3 years in a row. So, like numbers wise, at some point they're gonna get good luck.
Well, didn't they just get Cade number 1 overall in what, 21?
Yeah, and that
21
Yeah.
year.
didn't go great.
And then they got 5th, 5th, and 5th.
Jeez.
Yep. It's unreal.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to not be in the lottery after you get the number 1 overall pick.
Well, yeah. So maybe that's the karma. Yeah.
That's not ideal. I'm gonna go with Utah
I can see that. Yeah.
because I think they're gonna start tanking here pretty soon, and
They're not tanking right now.
I think they're kind of tanking right now.
I think they're just
And then-
they're just bad. Yeah.
They did lose that game where their coach called a timeout on the game winner. So
Yep.
maybe, yeah. And I could see him not re-signing there and coming to Boston. And that's the priority,
There you
really.
go.
Just
They
having
have some
hate
nice
his life for
uniforms.
4 years.
Yeah. He can, hang out with the Mormons for a couple years. And Danny Ainge will teach him some crafty stuff. And what could go wrong?
Is Kevin McHale still a GM?
No, we need him somewhere. We need to
Because
put
he's
him
the one
in.
that
somewhere.
he traded Kevin Garnett to the Celtics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need Kevin
Yeah.
McHale to trade Cooper Flag to the Celtics.
I like this plan.
Would you do Cooper Flag for Jaylen Brown?
Ooh.
Oh.
It depends. Like, is everyone else still there? Like, if we're hitting a rebuild and just being like Jason Tatum, like, stay with us, we're going to get you another superstar.
Yeah.
JB wants out, we can't afford him. Yeah, I'd do it.
He wants
Yeah,
to be
I
the
do.
one somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't see how you break up a core like the Celtics have.
Yeah,
No,
only
I
if
know.
Brown
Yeah.
wants out. If Brown doesn't
Yeah.
want out and he wants to re-sign, then yeah, we make that work.
that's
It's
an
just if
interesting
it's too
trade
expensive,
proposal, though.
you got to move somebody. Jaylen Brown.
Would you trade Jalen Brown for James Harden?
No.
Ah, maybe 2015 James Harden. I don't know.
Yeah. 20.
Not
yeah.
this James Harden.
When was that a
Rockets
conversation?
Harden.
Was that a couple of years ago?
That
Oh,
was,
fuck,
yeah.
was it? I don't remember that.
You
I
remember
think he
when
was still
Harden
in
wanted out of
Houston,
the
though.
Nets? Yeah. I thought it was in Brooklyn.
They were trying to trade him for Kawhi, which would not have gone well either.
Nope.
And it was a little bit of we have Kawhi at home.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
Exactly.
And he actually plays.
And he shows up. Yeah, he shows up. And yeah,
Yeah.
do we think
I think the Celtics have done a good job of keeping this group together. I know it probably took them longer to win a championship than you guys liked, but I think it was worth it in the end.
I just think it's crazy how many role guys they keep finding. like out of nowhere, like more white guys who can shoot
I
than
know. You could get
any NBA team has
Penny
had in a
for
long
Pritchard.
time.
He'll probably be the next guy to move because his contract is amazing.
Drew
Pritchard?
Peterson?
Yeah,
Oh,
Pritchard.
Pritchard? Pritchard, yeah.
Peterson.
He might win Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, you could. Drew Peterson will not.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Do you guys want to make a round and pick one gold ball pick that's not one of the teams you took? We got a few more minutes. Make a few more schools happy.
Sure.
Yeah.
St. Tom's boys. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. Someone else go first, I'll think.
Yeah, I have no clue.
No.
I'm gonna have to pass too.
I'll go Noble Boys.
There you go.
I'm looking at everything. I'll go Penobscot Valley Girls.
I'll go with the team we haven't named yet, the Falmouth boys.
Okay.
They're eternally in the mix. Halligan's going to win his 600th game. I
Yeah.
think he'll make it. He needs 2 more.
I like Lucas's the Madomic Valley boys. I think they're going to win Class B.
40 years. 40 more than 40 years. 1980 was the last time they won the gold ball. Art Dyer was the coach. I was like 8 months old. And yeah, got very close a number of times, but had some bad luck. And hopefully this is the year. I'm going to knock on this desk right now.
There you go.
All right. Let's wrap this up because we went too fast through the draft and now we're out of steam. Mike, where can people read? What are you working on this week? I guess you're doing previews.
Just previews. As you could probably tell, I'm still battling a little sickness right now, but cranked out half the boys preview today. Going to wrap that up tomorrow. Finish the girls preview, and then it'll be non-basketball stuff. I've got some swimming, and also alpine ski. We've also got our varsity main all-state teams for fall rolling out this week and next week. So watch for those online. Press Herald, Central Maine, Sun Journal. You know the deal.
Good stuff. All right, Tyler, what are you guys working on? I'm guessing you're previewing something.
Yeah, we're going to talk to Bangor Christian this week. We talked to Hamden Academy today in Class A, and we'll keep cranking through the previews, and you can watch me in about an hour on Fox.
Great. Adam, what is your takeaway from your first few days of coaching?
It's a lot of fun. We're trying to learn flex. Our JV guys are trying to learn flex, and the Pistons came out and ran flex on their first play today. So I got to show them that it's a viable option, and even the pros do it. So come watch the St. Dom's boys game.
Have you done the thing yet where you don't bring a ball and you go, we're just going to run. We don't need a basketball. This isn't a game.
I'm about to. That's probably next week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's one of my favorite coach moves because the players hate it.
Yeah. I'll hate
it. you got to get in shape.
Right.
All right. Thank you so much, guys. This has been a lot of fun, and we'll update these standings as the season goes on. And yeah, the season's about to start. I'm doing all the stuff I normally do. It's the yearly turn your subscription to Maine basketball rankings back on a couple of days for a lot of people. So that's kind of fun. And I'll be at a bunch of games, and I'm not sure where I'm going for opening night because the Domic's at Belfast, and that's far. And I don't know if I want to drive to Belfast.
Fair.
But yeah. All right.
Thanks,
so this is, thank you guys for doing it. And this has been a production of Maine Basketball Rankings. Subscribe, leave a review, all that stuff. Read Mike Mandell in Varsity Maine. Watch Tyler on Fox Bangor, and go to a St. Dom's game and heckle Adam.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. We're going to end it here.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Have a good one.